Alrighty, hello everybody, and welcome back to another iteration of the Vintage Cube. We're back after trophying last time, trying to repeat our success. Unfortunately, no power, but, Reanimate's pretty good. I think I will be snapping that one off. I play Reanimator a lot, I admit it, but I think it's a good archetype. Um, Other options in this pack, if you weren't inclined to take a Reanimate, Memory Lapse is pretty strong. And Oko Thief Crown's obviously a nice planeswalker, but I do like playing Reanimator, so I'll take Reanimate. The art on Memory Lapse always freaks me out. This guy has incredibly long fingers. I mean, look at that. Crazy. Alright, let's grab Reanimate, and we like to see this as a follow-up. It's actually interesting. I think I'm just gonna take Archon because obviously reanimating Archon's insane. But Vampiric Tutor would also be not a bad pickup, and I mean, I do like a Mana Leak. I think it's an excellent card. There's actually there's some argument taking Mana Leak over Archon. It is the generically better card, but I mean, taking Archon immediately after taking Reanimate feels right. Even if, yeah, Mana Leak is probably the better card here. I don't. We'll do this. It just makes sense to me. Okay. Well, getting a lot of black, which is nice. I will be taking a third pick Orcish Bowmasters over the him. Be nice to the him wield. Sometimes it does. The double black requirement is a lot for a number of decks. Shinobi would be potentially interesting with Bowmasters as well. Overlord hasn't impressed me much, but it's okay. Thought Scour could be okay. So a couple of potential wheels, but yeah, obviously we'll be taking the Bowmasters here. All right, now there's a Grief. Ooh, calm down, Bowmasters. There's also a Vaultborn Tyrant, but we already have one excellent target in Archon, so I'm less worried about picking up a second one, whereas Grief Reanimate, it's a classic. Everybody knows it. You pitch the grief, you pitch cast the grief, you reanimate the grief, you end up with a 3/2 in play and take two of their best cards. Very nice little combo, and grief's a pretty decent card anyway. And just keeping on the black train here. All right, now we're gonna have to take a different color, I think. I mean, I could take Concealing Curtains. This pack isn't that strong, so I might do that, to be honest. The alternatives are what? Like Otawara, because I'm likely to end up blue anyway, and I do like Otawara. I mean, Jace for some combo outs, but Once Upon a Time's a good card, but I don't really want to be in green all that much. I guess I will just take the curtains. It's fine. Okay, I will not be taking a Cabal Ritual, but I will take a Frantic Search. That's a nice one. Powers out the Reanimate, and yeah, I think that's just better than all these things. These lands don't really help us. Don't really want a gold spend or these green cards, so pretty easy search. And now we have a Corpse Dance, which is pretty good and probably what I'll take. Tidebinder and Preacher are both reasonable as well, but let's go for the Gusto here. Okay, I have an Ulamog as an option now with the Corpse Dance, but Ulamog isn't quite as good as some of the other stuff. Well, some of the other stuff being Emrakul, I suppose. There's also Woodfall Primus, good to reanimate, but I think this is between Necromancy and Tarpit. If this was like a fetchable duel, I would definitely take it, but I think taking a Necromancy so I have just 3 reanimates right away is nice. Okay, well now there's a Shallow Grave. I guess I wasn't paying attention on the first go-around. I didn't realize there was a Shallow Grave hanging out. I will take that as well. Alright, so now I have 4 reanimates. We're pretty set on that. We will need to find extra targets, but we have 2 fast reanimates, so Eldrazi become a lot more reasonable. Okay, now I'll take a Darkslick Shores really happily. This deck's coming together nicely. So yeah, Eldrazi and such are good pickups, and then yeah, so I need some of those, and obviously I need more ways to discard. I currently have a singular way to do that. I don't think you can even do this on yourself. Yeah, target opponent. So you grief yourself. Nope, you can't grief yourself or Concealing Curtains yourself. So I literally have one discard outlet. So we're gonna need to work on that. But black seems extremely open, so I don't think we'll have too much trouble finding some cards to go with this. All right, the him did wheel, and we'll be, of course, taking it. Oh, and the Vaultborn wheel as well. All right, that's nice. It's less good with the Shallow Grave stuff. I guess I'll take the Curiosity, because not these other cards. I don't think I'm playing Curiosity either, for what it's worth, but here it is. Yeah, Voldemort Tyrant less good with Shallow Grave Corpse Dance. You don't get the token unless you can find a way to kill the Tyrant, but obviously nice to just straight up reanimate. And we got it for free, so I mean, I'm gonna take it. I mean, I don't think I'll play a Dig Through Time, but obviously not playing a white card. So let's take the dig. Last pick, Sunbaked Canyon. All right. Well, I will be taking a Soul Ring. If the Mind Twist wheels, it's a good combo with Soul Ring. There's also Baleful Strix as a nice little pickup. I guess there's Narset. I'm just looking at what might wheel here. Aether Spell Bomb's like playable. Fabled Passage. I don't think that one's going to make it back, but if it did, that'd be cool. I still don't know why Hogak's in the cube. I've never seen anybody put this on the stack. Is this the deck for it? Probably not. Anyway, let's grab a Soul Ring and be happy with that. All right. I mean, the hits keep coming. There's just an Entomb here. I would love a Polluted Delta, and I mean, I could try to take the Delta and wheel the Entomb. We got every Reanimate and both of these targets. Well, I guess the Archon we took early, but the Vaultborn wheeled. So, like, there's a decent chance Entomb wheels, but I think it's just such a powerful card in Reanimator that I will give up to Polluted Delta, even though that is a lot to give up. This Polluted Delta, it would be really, really fantastic in the deck, but I'll just take the Entomb. We also have, like, no blue cards so far, so we could be mono black. It's not off the table. Wow, okay, well, I don't need an Exhume. I have 4 Reanimates already, and this is the worst one, and it'll probably wheel, so I will be taking Thoughtseize or Verdant here, I believe. Yeah, I mean, Breach obviously always has some outs to be interesting, but I don't think I care that much. I probably will take the Verdant now. I love Thoughtseize, but Black's been so open, it's a non-zero chance it'll wheel. And I do still want some fixing. I think we'll probably end up with either blue or red in the deck. It just seems likely. So yes, I'll miss Thoughtseize potentially, but I think the fixing is important. Okay, now I'll take Underground Sea. There's not really much here anyway. I mean, Mystical Tutor would be fine. It can search up either an Entomb or a Reanimate piece, which is nice. But I think having the Underground Sea Verdant combo just means blue is a lot more doable. So let's grab that. And kind of miss on this pack. Lightsteel doesn't work with Reanimates. Don't really want an upheaval in this kind of deck. I mean, I guess I'll take Xander's Lounge, but that's a very poor pack for us. That is unfortunate. Okay, this is a little bit better. We have an Inquisition and a Coma as reasonable options. I do like Inquisition. Coma's kind of cool. It works decently with this stuff. You get to hit them once and make 4 3/3s. I mean, depending on this part of the game you're in, it can be really strong. Also, just straight up reanimating. It has Ward 4. It's pretty tough to get rid of. I do like Inquisition. And Coma routinely wheels. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There'll be 2 cards left in the pack. Is Coma going to be one of them? I'm going to take the Coma. I don't know. That may be a mistake, because obviously there's other targets we can grab, but it's fine. This is a weak one. I really need some discard outlets. I literally have the one Frantic Search, and I guess Entomb, which Entomb does go a long way, but still. I guess I take Soul Guide Lantern here. I don't think I'm playing Breeding Pool or Coveted Jewel. Expressive Iteration, I mean, maybe if the colors work out, but this does only exile opponent's graveyards, which means in a mirror of some kind, it could be really strong. Okay, there's Faithless Looting, which is a discard outlet. There's also some decent removal spells. The red is a little tough. If this was a blue card, I'd be a lot more interested. I think I'll just take Edict. I think that's better than Mastery. It's close, but grab Edict. Okay, the Mind Twist did Wheel, so did Fabled Passage. Do I want a Mind Twist? I have a Soul Ring. It's very good with that. Otherwise, it's just okay. But you know what? That's fine. My mana's pretty good right now, and I don't even have that many off-color cards anyway, so I'm not that worried about Fabled Passage. It's like a mediocre fixer anyway. Alright, you know, Inti and Scrapwork Mud both make sense here. Inti's the better card, but it does require some extra steps. Scrapwork Mud just puts a card in your graveyard. I think I'm gonna take the Mud. Alright, I guess I'll take the Exhume. I think it's Soul Cauldron doesn't really do anything with this stuff. I don't know if I'll play the 5th Reanimate necessarily, but so I'll take that. I don't think I'll want to reanimate that one, but whatever. Let's take Mother of Runes because it's disrespectful that it's still here. And you know, if you're missing out, actually. It looks like we might be branching out to red a little bit. Fear of Missing Out is another way to discard cards. That's not bad. Alright. Yeah, if we can pick up, you know, like a Liana and maybe one more like blue draw and discard type spell. Ooh, there's a sneak attack. Okay. That's a nice one. Marsh Flats is cool, but we already have a fetch. It's not that big of a deal. Actually, yeah, no, that's fine. Bat is obviously nice. I would play that one happily. But I think I'll just take Sneak here. All these cards work pretty well with Sneak. Koma's the worst one, but it's still decent. It's nice with Soul Ring. Yeah, let's just take Sneak Attack. Wouldn't mind a Fact or Fiction either, I suppose. Oof. Don't know about Mana Drain in our deck that's mostly black cards and wants to play like a Hymn to Torok. That's a bit of an ask. Broncos, eh. I really would be hurting myself to that extent. Like a Thespian stage, but it's not gonna be tutors. I think I'm just thinking Gitaxian Probe. Just a card you're always happy to put in your deck. Even if it's not the most impressive. Okay, there's Seasoned Pyro, there's Troll. I mean, there's Sedgemoor Witch for the combo if we see that, but I don't think I'm gonna be leaning into that in pack 3. Again, double red on the Seasoned Pyro is a little tough. I think I'll just take the Troll. It fixes my mana, and, you know, it's not terrible to reanimate. Having a 6/5 that's nearly unblockable is pretty good. What do we got here? Fatal Push is obviously solid. There's the Dark Depths, funny. There's a Misty, which can fetch this as well. Let's see, there's a Talisman. I don't really think we need a Talisman. Lotus Petal. Could be okay. Galvanic Discharge is just a piece of removal. I think Fatal Push is probably just the best here, unless I want Misty. Never hurts to have more fixing, I will say that. I am playing a couple of colors now. A third way to find this lounge would be nice. Yeah, you know what? Actually, we'll take Misty. Fatal Push is good, but replaceable. Okay, this is interesting. So Deck Phaeton's the best card here. The question is, do I want a blue and red spell in my deck? And Blood Tithe is the second best, I think, because it is a discard outlet that also does something cool. There's Show and Tell for the dreamers among us, but I'm not a huge Show and Tell believer. I think it's a fine sideboard card, but just running it out main deck is a little rough. Stack Phaeton. That's gonna be a little tough, I think. I'm just gonna take the Blood Tithe. Be happy with something that works nicely for our deck here. Now is when we start Scolding and Night's Whisper. I do like the Scolding, but I think more card draw would be nice. So grab that one. And what do we have here? Grave Titan. Yeah, I mean, I'm not playing any of these other cards. Don't really need green for any reason that I can think of. I mean, there's a Bring to Light, I guess. There was a What's-His-Face floating around. If I find the fixing somehow, it feels really late to try and assemble that, but I don't think I'm going to put Grave Titan in my deck. I mean, I guess it's okay with Sneak Attack. Yeah, you know what? That's fine. Titan, it's not a disaster. Ooh, hello Gristlebrand. There's also a Kaido. This is the ninjutsu Kaido, though. I think this one's fine, but I don't think it's good for this kind of deck. The other Kaido is much better for it. So let's just take Gristlebrand and immediately cut the Grave Titan I just grabbed. Yeah, there's the Valky. I will just take Factor Fiction, though. We have a Soul Ring, so it's not possible to cast it, and obviously it's a nice spell. Putting cards in our graveyard is good, too. Okay, well, I'll take the stage now. I don't think the Depths is going to wheel, but you never know. I'll take a sideboard Revoker, that's fine. It says 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lines. This is 24. I probably want to cut a card. Shouldn't be too difficult. Have to see. Like all this discard. I think 4 targets is about right. Maybe I could shave one, but I don't mind having that. Could cut the curtains. Like I said, I'm not like a huge fan of it. Oh, Galvanic Discharge is this one actually. Do that. I'll probably cut the curtain. I don't have any hand. Well, no, that's not true. I have 2 hand disruption spells. What am I talking about? I have hand disruption. Not targeted hand disruption, but still. Sure, I'll take the red card. It doesn't really matter. And there's a stomping ground for whatever green plan I was trying to cook up. A last pick Nexus would be decent with some of this stuff, but I don't think we have enough ways to get that into play. So let's do that. All right. So discounting the lands for a moment. This is 25. I do have a Soul Ring and a Probe, so playing one less land isn't crazy. Let's see. Oh, Troll counts the land as well. Okay. That makes stuff a little bit easier. Because like these I'm never really casting, so we can ignore them. Got a lot of 2s, a couple of 3s, a couple of 4s, though this one can be a 0 as well, and Mind Twist can be kind of whatever. Though you usually do want to cast it for like at least 4, so I think this is about the right spot for it. Yeah, I think 17 lands is still good. I have a couple ways to like cycles or rummage rather, so if I draw extra lands, I have ways to like utilize them. So I think I'd rather lean on the side of too many than too few. So I do have to find a cut. I think the Galvanic Discharge we picked up late is going to be good. We don't have a ton of removals, so that'll be a nice one. Bowmaster is still great. I don't have any combos with it, but it's just a fantastic card. Let's see. I mean, I think I want all these. Like, I could potentially shave one. Probably one of the fast ones. I mean, they're really good with Gristlebrand and Archon. No, I think I'm going to keep all these. That's kind of what the deck is trying to do. There is also Sneak as well, so, like, I have a lot of ways to get these guys in. I think that's fine. This is a tough cut. Like, you can obviously always cut Probe, but I like having it. It lets me know if it's safe to go for reanimates and so on, or like which target to pick up. There's a lot of information that's useful out of Probe. Okay, as far as self discard, I have 1, 2, 3. I mean, Tomb counts kind of. Factor Fiction. So, okay, so I got 5 of these. Again, I don't think it makes sense to cut them. Oh wait, I don't know. I factor here. That's not a way to mill myself. I meant to put the frantic search there. Anyway, 5 either way, because like Scrapwork Mutt is obviously and Fear of Missing Out aren't particularly impressive cards, but I think they accomplish what I'm trying to do really well. Don't want to cut Night's Whisper. I like card draw. I don't really want to. I mean, I could cut Mind Twist. I have the Grief as well. I forgot to count that in my hand disruption plans. Mind Twist isn't very good unless I draw Soul Ring specifically. It is a nice enabler for Soul Ring, though. Hymn's double black, but I think it's good. Maybe I'll start without Twist. It can be an awkward card sometimes, and we'll see how that goes. All right. Add these lands back. Troll here. Let's see. I'll not be playing you forests. How much red do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4 currently. I'd love to get up to 6 at least. I do have some early red drops, maybe even 7. We'll see how feasible that is. For Blue Eye Frantic Search, Factor Fiction only. I could always cut those and I wouldn't need the blue, but it's kind of free, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 6 blue sources without trying. Yeah. So like 1 island. I could even go down to 0 if I need to, but 1 would be definitely good. 11, so that would give me 7 swamps, which is 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 black. That's tons. Yeah, I think I like this. I could even shave 1 more swamp for 1 more mountain, because I do have some of these early red cards. Let's see, so I currently have 4, 5, 6. Is that it? It keeps moving troll over it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 7. I think an 8th would be good. Having double red for sneak attack is also nice. And I think 12 swamps is going to be enough. So let's add a mountain. And yeah, we got a pretty streamlined deck here. I have decent hopes for it. You know, it's really doing the thing. We got a lot of discard, we got a lot of reanimates, we got a lot of fatties, we got a few ways to interact to get us there. And yeah, decks with lots of counter spells are going to be the main enemy, I think. But let's see how it goes. I'll see you for round number 1. Alrighty, here we go. Round number 1. We're on the play. This sure looks like a Gristlebrand. Let's keep it. Go Misty for my Tri-land. And fear of missing out, dumping the Gristlebrand, and then we can try to reanimate or Shallow Grave it. Kind of like Shallow Grave better with Gristlebrand. Paying a bunch of life and then having to pay a bunch of life again is sort of not ideal. I am a little worried that we're playing as black. If they counter animate me, it's going to be awkward. But because I like the Shallow Grave better, I think it makes more sense to do that rather than go turn 3 fear plus reanimate. Quite as well. Okay, we got the Shieldred's Edict. That's kind of cool. Oh no. Well, we're about to find out what's going on. The Entombed for a Hogok? Alright. A brave opponent. I am intrigued, to say the least. Yeah, sure. I think that doesn't matter at all. I don't think I have any other tap lands. Let's just play an extra land now, I guess. Oh, I guess it does make the Shallow Grave worse. I could reanimate the Fear of Missing Out and then Shallow Grave the Gristlebrand. Or I could just reanimate the Gristlebrand, but then if they kill it, it's like, I paid 8 life. I'm going down like 4? I kind of don't like that, to be honest. Reanimate the Hogok? I guess I could, but I think I won't be doing that. I think I'll just do this. Magic Online, back to its laggy tricks. Excellent. I think it's correct. If they have exactly Snuff Out, this line's really bad, but it's okay. Shallow Grave. Let's draw 7 cards. Discard a swamp. Attack. I might draw again. This hand's not good. Yeah, I'll draw 7 more. That was a heck of a lot of lands. Oh, I drew Grief. That's actually really nice. Okay, yeah, let's cast a Grief by exiling Night's Whisper. Chain of Smog, Generous, and Valgavoth. Guess I'll take the Chain of Smog. Okay. Exile Gristlebrand and discard 8 cards. Alright, they're doing Chain of Smog combo. That's kind of cool. Don't know what's up with the Hogak. That's... I mean, I guess we'll see. Crazy. Don't really need a fetch land at this point. Swamp, swamp, swamp. Swamp. Oh my god. Magic Online, please. I'm trying my hardest right now. I have a scroll bar? No scroll bar. Okay. I only drew one big thing. I'd rather sneak it or reanimate. I guess I'll just necromancy the coma. So let's discard the coma. Discard a mountain. Uh, 2 lands. Let's see. I can discard the mud. I don't need the mud anymore. And let's make sure the coma's on top, I guess. All right. Cycle a generous end. Let them. Mortuary, sure. Do I have 4 types? I do have 4 types. When it attacks for the first time each turn, if there are 4 more card types, untap target creature after this phase, there's an additional combat phase. So I could Corpse Dance the Coma and attack with it twice. Or I could even Entomb for Archon and attack with it twice. That's just lethal, so that probably makes sense. Let's see. Let's go land. They do have Delirium. Yeah, should be fine then. We're gonna make Coma and attack with it twice. I mean, I get a bajillion 3/3s, but that's worse than lethal, so let's go with the Entomb line instead. Archon, Corpse Dance, cast 3. Alright, go. I mean, they seem to be on maybe Reanimator as well. They had an Entomb in their deck. They're playing like a mill card, another Goyf, so I do think I'm going to bring in my, where was it? Soul Guide Lantern. Like a pretty good one. Could maybe cut the Galvanic Discharge. That didn't look like it had too many targets. Like that. Definitely don't want the Exhume. Yeah, I think I'm happy with just doing it this way. Give it a shot. It's a nice explosive hand there. You have to watch out for removal in response to these top deck reanimates for sure. Alright, we're on the draw here. We do have the Soul Ring. I'm going to keep this hand. If they, you know, take the Soul Ring with some sort of discard, that's obviously bad, but... Oh, they multi 5? That's a rough way to go about things. I might go for an early Grief. Because I can just Necromancy it anyway. Assuming they don't touch my hand here. Alright, well, we'll see what they're on after a multi 5, but... When you're buying multi 5, 2 for 1ing yourself with a Grief doesn't sound so bad, you know? I can't cast his Blood Tithe right now anyway, so... It's not really that big of a deal to dump it. We have Night's Whisper to refuel, so yeah, assuming they don't strip my hand in some way, I will be grief. And thinking real hard about their multi 5, which, you know, makes sense. Putting 2 cards back is it's tricky a lot of the time. Let's see what they decide to do here. Alright, they decided they are on 5, and the Imperial sealed turn 1. I mean, that makes the grief maybe worse, but I'm still gonna go for it, I think. They are presumably Imperial's healing for something that'll combo with a card in their hand, which then means if I take the other card, that'll hopefully be fine. I could wait for turn 2, but like they could just pull the combo off, right? What if they have Entomb Reanimate in their deck? I don't want to let them have both halves. And the Magic Online lag has been really bad lately. Hopefully that gets addressed sometime soon, because it is frustrating when priority passes just take 20 seconds or whatever. Daybreak has been pretty good, I thought, at managing the client thus far, but this is starting to become a little bit of an issue. All right. Xander's Lounge is fine. Let's just lead on the grief. I do think the Blood Tithe is probably the one to go here. What you got? Animate Dead, Bronco Sleeper. Oh, we'll take the Animate Dead. Care about the other stuff too much. Swamp, Soul Ring. See what they've got. I mean, they might Imperial Sealed for land, but like, really? Okay. We know our hand's all Sleeper Bronco. I guess just Bronco now. That's really a big deal. This looks imminently beatable to me. Have the Sneak Attack, have Night's Whisper. I'm gonna have to think about whether I want Necromancy the Grief. It's like kind of nice, but oh, I can Shallow Grave it. Is that good? Not really. I think I'm just gonna lean on Nice Whisper. I'm not too scared of the Bronco, I don't think. I'd rather just find more cards that I can maybe do something with. Like a Reanimate? Yeah. So I don't have a good way to dump this Gristlebrand right now. But let's go ahead and play Xander's Lounge. I mean, I can just sneak it, so that also works. Pass the turn. Next turn I have Sneak Attack. If I draw an extra land, I'll go Sneak and Reanimate the... Well, I guess not if they're going to do this. That's fine. So yeah, I guess they just Imperial Shield for a land, but man, that's a rough way to go about things. It's effectively mulling to 4. I did draw an extra land. I guess Reanimating the Grief here doesn't really do anything. And I don't have an extra red, unfortunately, to just immediately sneak the Gristlebrand. Well, let's just play the Sneak Attack anyway. That'll have to simply do. I expect this will be fine. It takes 3 to saddle the Bronco, so, I mean, they could do it this turn. They saddle the Bronco and hit something gigantic. It's, like, minorly awkward, but it seems fine. Next time I can sneak the Gristlebrand, pay some life, and hopefully just find a mountain and a second target. I can even reanimate the Grief first if they have a card in hand, which is kind of nice. I don't know what card they could have that would matter, but as well get rid of it. They do have green, so it's possible they can remove the Sneak Attack, but I did have to just play it. Yeah, no, I think they're just going for the saddle line, which is reasonable. I mean, they multi 5. What are you going to do? You know, it's tough. Are you going to attack with both? Oh, I think that's probably worse. I don't know. Maybe not. Swamp, sure. I mean, I guess in this case it worked out better, but I will be fine. I just hit a mountain anyway. All right, well, let's pay a red. Bristlebrand. 7 cards. Ugh. Really bad 7. Guess I'll Frantic Search. Okay. I don't need Misty or Island, I guess. It's fine. Let's tap all my mountains. So now I can sneak control. That's 13 damage. I can sneak in fear. Oh, I have 4 card types with fear. There we go. That'll do it. Sure, I'll discard a swamp. Oh, found a coma anyway. All right. Yeah, let's pay another red, put in a coma. Attack with everything. I'll untap the coma, I guess. Why not? And there we go. All right. I mean, the second game, they mauled into oblivion. Not very impressive to win that one, but still, the deck's looking good. Hopefully we can continue the win streak. I'll see you in the next match. All right, here we go. We're on the play for the second match. Well, this one's gonna have to go, unfortunately. Looks like an Entomb and a Reanimate. We'll be keeping this hand. Question is, do I want to get rid of Probe or one of the animates? What am I entombing for is the question. And then that determines which of the animates I want, which is funny. I could put back a land, but I think that's a little crazy. I think I want the Probe. Making sure that I can go for it is really nice. I'll probably just keep the Corpse Dance and go for like a Gristlebrand. It's gonna be better. Yeah, let's do it this way. Question is, I probe right now or do I wait? Let's probe now. I think that's fine. That'll let me kind of figure out what I want to entomb for as well. Uh, okay, looks like some sort of white aggro deck. So most things should be fine unless they like draw Swords to Plowshares or something. Comes the Ocelot Pride. All right. I mean, life is going to be a little harder to come by. I could grab Archon, but that's not actually that good against a bunch of tokens. Yeah, I'm just going to entomb the Gristlebrand here. Brand. And I want to do it now, A, to spend the mana, and B, so I don't just draw it randomly. I don't think I have any reason to keep a shuffle around, so I can probably just play the fetch land. Let's see. Yeah, I don't see any reason to be keeping a fetch land around, so let's fetch now. I gotta remember not to grief before casting Corpse Dance. That would be a pretty big mistake. Alright, here comes Shadowy Backstreet. No deal. Let's do this. Lounge. There's a sneak. Okay, that's not bad. That probably makes me want to play Mountain. Let's do the Corpse Dance. Boom, boom, boom. And attack. Draw. Okay. They have 6 cards in hand. I probably want to grief them, because, I mean, I have a million cards in hand anyway. It's unfortunate I can't sneak and, like, do the sneak thing right away next turn, but I think drawing again is a little dangerous. If I draw a Soul Ring, it is really good. Let's grief them first, and then I can sort of figure out my situation a little bit better. See how dangerous it is to go to 9 if they've drawn anything super relevant here. Velia, Pre-War, Formal Wear, and Walking Ballista. Well, if I take the Felia, they just bring it back, so not a ton of reason to do that. So next turn's probably just Felia, most likely. If I go to 9... The thing is, what happens if I go to 9 and I don't draw the Soul Ring, right? Because I'm only drawing 7 out of 22. They hit me down to 7. Yeah, that feels really dangerous. I guess I'll just rely on Sneak getting me there. I can lead on Frantic Search as well. I am going to take the Formal Wear, I think. What else could I draw that would matter here? It's not a ton else, because it's just Sneak at this point. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it at that. 16 is a pretty healthy life total. I can get the Sneak Vaultborn going, and from there it shouldn't be too bad. Mountain, that's fine. So they have Felia, Ballista, and some land. And let's see, they had 6. This is all from the first reveal. Island's gone. Take my damage here, no big deal. I will lead on Frantic Search because our hand's loaded enough that it's fine. And again, if I find Soul Ring at any point, it's just excellent. Some cats, that's all fine. Right. Try to spare you all the lack of magic online here. It's Frantic Search. Well, as much as I can. I don't think I'm going to keep pausing and unpausing in the middle of my turn, but at least when I'm just passing through priority steps on my opponent's turn, I'll try to pause it as much as I can. 3. Come on, Soul Ring. We found it. All right. I'll discard an island and I guess a swamp. Sure. Sure is acceptable. 1, 3. Now I get to go Soul Ring. Mountain. Attack. And honestly, I'm just going to sneak into Coma, I think. What are they going to do about a Coma? They can Felia one of my 3/3s. Go nuts. And we still have the Voltborn next turn, so yeah, this feels pretty tough to beat for them. But a very healthy life total. Yeah. Alright, so we're playing this white aggro. Let's see. I like the Galvanic Discharge for sure. Any chance I want to spike the corridor for 3/1/1s to deal? Probably not. I think our deck's just kind of fine here. I could play Exhume, I guess. They don't have... Like, they're not gonna have huge things to put in. Maybe Exhume's better than, like, Reanimate, actually. Just paying the life kind of sucks against an aggro deck. I'm gonna try that. Obviously, Reanimate's cheaper, which is important, but I think this could be good. I could see cutting something like Factor of Fiction, just a slow card advantage card isn't really what you want in this kind of matchup. Maybe I just put in a random Dam. I can't obviously overload it, but just 2 mana kill a guy isn't so bad. Yeah, let's try that. Take out some of the life payment and add an extra removal spell. I think that's a reasonable way to go against an aggro deck here. Because, yeah, early on, sure, Reanimate's great, but, you know, when it's later in the game and I'm down to, like, 5 life, I just can't cast it a lot of the time, whereas Exhume will always work. So, let's try that here. All right, all right. Okay, a little bit of a reactive hand, but I think I don't mind it. It's, it'll buy us the time we hopefully need to find our other stuff. 4 lands is a reasonable amount. It's not crazy. And remove their first 2 threats and kind of go from there. Obviously, if they have, yeah, Alsa's Pride again, it's a little awkward, but they will get 1 token out of it. Not the end of the world. Probably won't probe quite yet. There's just no reason to do it right away. Ugh, that's a bad draw. Let's still fetch first. I can maybe even pay mana for the probe at some point. This, you know, being on the draw, every life point's going to matter a little bit more. 2-drop. Oh, they have a Time Walk. Okay, don't like that. Now they're going to get 2 tokens off the Pride and do something else. That's going to be rough. Now not having some, you know, sort of wrath is really awkward. Okay. Time Walk's pretty good. Say that. Okay, into Cycle Eagles, sure. Essentially something to reanimate. It is 3/3. No other plays? They don't have a 1-drop here. I feel okay about this. Alright, that's not too bad. Let's see. Sanders Lounge, of course. Okay. Night's Whisper is actually okay. I think I just Shieldred's Edict. Let's see, what could that do that would be better? If they play a Planeswalker, I guess I can deal with it. But right now it's guaranteed to kill this. They play like 2 creatures next turn. It doesn't guarantee what it kills. So let's do this. Sack a non-token creature, please. Ooh. Alright, stems the bleeding a little. They play a creature here, I just damn it. Night's Whisper is also a little awkward, I guess, against an aggro deck. Wolf Formula on that. Sure, I can just kill it again. It's not the world. Oh, I can even Galvanic it if I want, and then I get the Night's Whisper. That seems decent, actually. I guess I'll Night's Whisper first. Why not? Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. This maximum amount. They can equip the thing on a cat if they want, but I'm not too worried about that one. Mother of Runes. Okay. Might want to kill that. Or I'm aware. I'm going down to 8. It's a little tough. A little tough. Kind of a big decision if I want to probe for life or not. Zoom. So I do want to draw this card off the probe before I play the fear. I guess I can't really afford the mana, can I? Because I need to either play Dam or like one of these reanimates with it. Alright, let's do it for life. I hit yet another reanimate, okay. Now it's kind of awkward because fear of missing out discarding not a creature just means if I get a fatty, I can't do anything with it. Hmm. I have nothing to shallow grave or anything. Oh man, that didn't work out, huh? I probably have to kill Mother Runes, go to 2, and just hope for the best next turn, I guess. I just don't think playing Fear of Missing Out here does anything relevant, so let's do this and we'll see. I could kill the cat and make them spend mana again. It's not crazy, but I'm a little worried that with Mother of Runes around, they'll just be able to lethal me anyway. So I think this is better. Alright, let's kill Mother of Runes. Right, managed to get through that one. But yeah, playing Fear of Missing Out just basically prevents 1 damage. I mean, I guess I could chump, but I love doing that either, so. Spellbinder me. It's probably good enough. Obviously gonna take the fear. I assume it'd be kind of weird to take anything else. Yeah, I mean, being on the draw and them having a time walk, not a combination that worked out particularly well. Take our damage, go to our turn, and see how we go from there. All right, well, we drew a Blood Tithe Harvester, which, I mean, I could draw with it, discarding something. I don't know what I could possibly draw for 2 mana that would do anything here. Bowmasters, I guess, would save me for a turn. I kill the flyer and chump. Yeah, I mean, I guess there's no harm in doing that, so sure. Go land. Blood Tithe. I guess the Blood Tithe even blocks, so even just a removal spell for the Spellbinder. I think I'm out of removal spells. We'll dump, I guess, Corpse Dance. Sure. Okay. Help. Alright, well, lost to a aggressive time walk start. Not a whole lot I can do about that. I think I still like our sideboard plan. I could see cutting Night's Whisper, but I think it's just too efficient. So let's run it back and see how it goes. All right, we get to be on the play, which is nice. And we start with Soul Ring. Somewhat underwhelming hand otherwise, but I will keep it. The Entomb's obviously nice. Yeah. I just play the Mutt right away. I guess I have the Entomb, so I don't need it to discard. Sure, let's do it. Let's put a body into play. And I'll discard Misty, I think? Either Misty or Swamp. Because I do want this for the red mana. The Misty gets a blue-black land, but this costs me a life that actually is not nothing. I think I'll just dump the Misty here. If Magic Online lets me, that is. We shall find out. Yeah, basically we're just on the search for a reanimate spell, and then we have a nice combo going here, so let's do that. We can trade this thing at some point and unearth it as well. Keep digging. Yeah, I'm down to 13 minutes. I do not feel like these games have been that long. It's just Magic Online. Uh, very annoying. For that, I drew a mountain. Not great. Though it does mean I can potentially cycle Xander's Lounge, which is not bad. Also, that's probably every single time turn one. Pretty good. Pretty good. Yeah, let me cycle the lounge. I think that's gonna be the best thing to do right now. Could obviously Frantic Surge, but this is card neutral, so let's just start with that. Bring more lands, okay. I will want a mountain in play, though I might want to Tomb first. No, I guess there's no rush to Entomb right now. Because I could just draw a fatty off the Frantic Search and that would be fine. Alright, obviously can't really attack, can't really block, pretty annoying. I don't think I'm a chump. At the very least, I can trade for a token on a later turn, so not a ton of reason to chump here. They still get their cat either way, because it's just dependent on them gaining life. Okay, don't like the Mother of Runes, obviously. Wow, I just drew another swamp. Freaking fantastic. Yeah, I guess I'll play a swamp, play Frantic Search. Suppose I may as well make some colored mana out of it. Well, do I want to float mana, actually? Maybe I don't. Let's do it the normal way. It could only matter if I hit, like, Sneak Attack plus a fatty, I guess. Then I would want the extra red mana. Is there any spells I wouldn't want to play right this second? Not really, right? If I draw a removal, I'll just play it. So, yeah, I guess it's fine to float the mana. Yeah, like Bowmasters, I will absolutely play that right now. All right, let's discard these two. It's fine. Tap these three. And land a Bowmasters on the other runes here. I've gone through a lot of cards and not seen many relevant things like that. The Pride attacks here, I'll double block it. Formal that's fine, I think. We're gonna get the Bowmasters, obviously, but it's not gonna have any combos with it, so the fact that it ate other runes is completely fine. Okay. Block. Solitude? Wow. Well, they had to evoke it. I mean, this obviously isn't great for me, but it means they're out of solitude for my actual threats. It's kind of fine. Alright, now I guess I will Entomb because I don't really want to draw like a huge thing. So let's Entomb. What I want the most. Coma is probably still the best one. That is fine to fast or slow reanimate, I think. Now let's go for Coma. Them having the Solitude in the graveyard is kind of bad for Exhume purposes, I suppose, but if I Exhume a Coma, at least they can't do it if they're tapped out, so kind of nice. Alright, can I draw something relevant one time? Draw an extra, let's see, one off the Mud, two off the Lounge, two off the Frantics, so I've drawn 4 extra cards this game. Yeah. Well, it's not exactly how he drew it up, but I guess I'll cast the Troll of Khazad-dûm. I mean, it's big. Kind of deals with his board. Obviously, they might have more ways to remove my stuff, but what am I going to do? Not play a 6/5? All right. Okay, apparently with all the magic online stuff, I did end up, that's not gonna work. Pausing the recording. We drew an exhume, which is something, but it's not really enough, I don't think. Let's cast Dam on, I don't think I care about Solitude. I probably just need to kill the flyer, honestly. That's probably the scariest one here. And then I block something. I take 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't know. They have a counter spell. Oh my god. Okay. All right, that'll do it. Yeah, good aggro deck. Drawing Allsaw's Pride turn 1 every game is a solid strategy for winning, I would say. As well as Time Walks. So yeah, they got us. I think this game, we got a little unlucky with our draws, but yeah. Close match. I'll see you for the final one. All right, here we go. We're on the draw for the final match here, or on the play, excuse me. I'll of course be keeping this hand because we have Scrapbook Mud discarding Coma. Pretty nice. I'm not going to be griefing right away. Let's just get our fetch on, and we'll try to win off of Coma Shallow Grave here. Don't like playing as blue, but it is what it is. Fetch with my fetch land. Grab our tri-land. Two fetches have been doing some work. We've had Xander's Lounge in play, I think, every game. So our opponent's getting hit with lag this time. Taking a while to respond to anything. Be nice to draw another black card, because then I could grief. Well, actually, no, I can't, because the shallow grave situation. So I'd have to draw the black card now, I guess. Then I could grief first, then Coma. That way I can make sure the way is clear. That's probably the way to do it. If I draw a black card. Of course, I might not. But I think if I do, I will go for that line. All right. Go get Xander's Lounge. It's my turn to lag. Excellent. All right. A corpse dance. Yeah. Yeah, I think it makes sense to go for that. Hallowed Fountain means counter spells are likely. And so just tell me if this play even makes sense. Let's go land, grief you off of corpse dance. Hoping not to see a bunch of counter spells. Or like a Wrath would also maybe not be great for me. We'll see what happens here. Dark Ritual Displacer Kitten. Wow, that is a hand and a half. I guess I'm thinking Toxic Deluge. Uh let's see. Yeah, I mean I have to take Toxic Deluge because of the Coma situation. I don't think it's very likely they're gonna go Dark Ritual Witch Enchanter on my Scrapwork mod, but if they do, I can always just unearth it at some point and get it out of the graveyard, so let's grab the Deluge. Kitten, Shredder, Dark Ritual, Witch Enchanter. Weird hand. I will say. I'm a little worried they have a Dark Ritual. I guess they can't even cast it next turn. They don't have a black mana. Or no, they do. Concealed Court. Concealed Courtyard comes in untapped. I was thinking that's the Surveil land, but that's not the case. Alright, let's Mutt. Okay, discard Coma. Oh. Trolls. Troll's really not that good here, I guess. Deluge is gone. Goes the Courtyard, and we'll see if they ritual something out. They could ritual out a Displacer Kitten if they want. Yeah. Shredder, which is fine. Kind of sensible, I think. And yeah, we're going to try to win the game with a million 3/3s. It does block the mud, which is vaguely annoying. Okay, here we go. I may as well play a land in case they drew a daze, I guess. Mountain and Shallow Grave. Attack you with this Coma. The World Eater. Grab myself a bunch of 3/3s, and you know, they're at 12. I have 12 power in play. Obviously, the Shredder is probably about to become bigger, so not as strong, but that's fine. I don't think I'm cycling the Troll. There's just not really any reason to. If I draw the Reanimate spell, I'll think about it, but Brainstorm. Okay. See what Brainstorm can do for them. But yeah, Grief, very nice. Very nice this game. Sometimes you just need a free Thoughtseize. I guess I didn't really need it to be free this game, but still. Okay, and they're done. We did end up passing a Thoughtseize in the draft, I think, for a piece of fixing maybe, which I don't know if I'd rather have a Thoughtseize now, probably, but I think the decision made sense at the time. Alright, well, we're a game up against some sort of weird control deck. I don't really know what to think about it. I like the Galvanic Discharge. It kills the 2 creatures we saw. Mind Twist could be interesting. It seems like the kind of deck that's trying to assemble something. So if they're going to hold a bunch of cards in hand, just twisting them could be really good. Maybe I try that. Can I cut, though? It's always the question. I mean, that's why I'm not playing the Mind Twist to begin with, right? What looks less ideal? That's the question. There isn't much. There's not much that I would be happy cutting. I could shave a land on the draw. It's not insane to do that. But putting in an expensive card and shaving a land is also like a little awkward, so I don't know about that. I could maybe cut the Necromancy. We have a bunch of other reanimates, but I don't right. I could get rid of Mutt or like one of these discard things. I have the Entomb. Probe seems really good here because I do want to make sure there's not counters and wraths and stuff in the way. I do want that one. All the card advantage stuff seems good. Let's try getting rid of the Mutt. I don't know. Maybe wrong, but I guess we will see. I mean, I need to find a way to discard this Archon, but hard to mulligan a hand like this. This is a real reanimate instead of a shallow grave. I'd probably just go for a grief line, but is factor fiction. Well, not really what I was looking for, if I'm going to be honest, but that's fine. Psycholorian revealed. It's acceptable. Undercity sewers. Suppose I draw the Mind Twist now instead of my Mutt, I'll be really upset, but what can you do? Wait, they got an Undercity Sewers and they played an untapped land. Interesting. So, Gafelia or a Bowmaster is the most likely, or Reprieve. Those are the 3 things I could think of that you would want to untap land for. Ugh. Horrible draw so far. Chill. No, they just played an untapped land. I mean, I guess Reprieve then. Yeah, Reprieve is the most likely culprit here. Otherwise, there's not really any reason to make that play. I guess you could be keeping up like a removal spell, but I'm going to assume my opponent has a Reprieve based on their in-game actions. There's the Mind Twist. Oh, that is funny. I guess I just play it. I have 4 drops, so if they reprieve it, then okay, I get that out of their hand at some point. Let's do it. Yeah, this being a scrapwork mode would be infinitely better, but it's, they got a miscalc. All right, well, get rid of that. That's something. Next turn I can grief. I want cut down. I mean, it would have killed my grief, but otherwise I'm not too worried about it. Shieldred. Okay. That puts on some pressure for sure. Draw Soul Ring now, obviously. Now that I've played my Mind Twist, that makes sense. Think I still grief them. Just knowing what's going on before I commit to all this Fact or Fiction stuff is probably correct. So, man, that is annoying that I drew that the turn after. Pass this. 1, 4. Also, if they have like a draw 7 or something, they have a Force of Will and 2 lands. All right, well. I get rid of all of their counters. I'm also not that far from just casting Archon, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just need one more land and I can cast the Archon. We know they don't really have anything, so... Obviously, you could draw something, but I don't know. Feels kind of fine. It's nice that Factor Fiction gets around the shield restriction as well. I don't think I'm a chump quite yet. Maybe I should. I guess if I draw like... Well, no, I have the Shallow Grave, so I don't need to worry about Reanimate. Yeah, so this takes me to 11 effectively. I think that's fine. They have like a sacrifice effect or something. It'd be nice to have the grief in play. Like if they have a Shieldred's Edict. Alright. I have a lot of mana next turn, so I can fall off and potentially still play something, which will be good. One has land and one unknown. Stupid twist, honestly. Oh, the lag's back. Lovely, lovely. Left us alone for a while, but I suppose good fortune cannot continue forever. Okay, well, we drew an Orcish Bowmasters, which is not bad, but let's lead on Foff here. 4. Well, I'll probably take Shieldred's Edict. It's actually kind of interesting if they probably shouldn't split them. They should put the Gristlebrand with the Edict. Yeah, that's kind of the worst situation for them. I will take this pile. Any order is acceptable. Let's go land, and I guess I'll do this in upkeep. No reason not to here. Am I attacking? Yeah, I'm attacking. Let's go. Sacrifice is not token. Sure. All right. I mean, if that works, I think I'm pretty good. And I can just Shallow Grave the Gristlebrand. I have Bowmasters. They don't have a whole lot going on. There's a Vaultborn Tyrant. Lovely. One. I mean, I can just cast the Archon, but I think I'd rather Shallow Grave. Land, Shallow Grave. That should just about do it, unless they have a counter here. Okay, they did have yet another counter. But now I can hardcast the Archon next turn, and I get to play my Bowmasters here, so not too bad. Slam Bowmasters. Nice thing is if they drew another counter, they will probably counter this, right? Like, you really not counter Bowmasters. Oh, I just hit a reanimate. That also works. Let's go land, though, and just cast the Archon. Two. All right, that'll do it. Okay, well, we managed to get there with this good hand disruption, and yeah, worked through a lot of counter spells, but between the grief and the mind twist and all that stuff, it was enough. 2-1, not too bad. The aggro loss was a little rough. I think we weren't that bad in that matchup. I think we could have won it, but obviously they drew pretty well. We flooded a bit in that last game. It happens. Pretty happy with the deck. So yeah, and I enjoyed the ride. Hopefully you did as well. If you did, consider hitting like, subscribe, all the good YouTube buttons. They help me out a lot and I appreciate it. That'll do it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.